Good morning and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Belle, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Belle's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the corrections and motivations we give her while we are working with her, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go to the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Belle has been fitted with her own personal training collar, and we'll show you how to properly use this during your one-on-one lesson. As you can see, Belle is seated nicely on Fred's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. The first command they're going to demonstrate is heeling, which is proper walking on a leash, and Fred and Belle take off doing that now. The commands you want to use for this is Belle, heel, and then you just start walking and she'll fall right in line on your left-hand side. We've also gone ahead and incorporated our sit command into this, so anytime Fred stops his feet, as he just did, Belle sits. Now it's important when you're heeling Belle that she walks nicely at your pace on your left-hand side without trying to pull ahead of you or lag behind. If she did attempt to pull ahead or lag behind, you say no, give a tug and let go correction to the training collar, and then repeat your command to heel and start walking again. Next we'll be showing you our stay command, which is a hand and voice command. Fred uses the open flat of his left palm an inch or so from Belle's muzzle and the one-word command to stay. He walks out to the end of the training leash. This is a great exercise to build up self-control and maturity in Belle. You can start practicing this one at about a minute's time and work your way up in increments to about 3 minutes. Now as Fred returns back to Belle, he's going to walk all the way around her, providing an added distraction as he goes behind her, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. She holds that sit-stay throughout. He gives her some praise and then heels her right out of it. We'll show you a little more of the heel, sit, and stay. As they're heeling around, Fred stops his feet, Belle sits, and then he heels her out of it. He's got her in the sit, he gives her the stay again. Back out to the end of that training leash. And this time, instead of returning back, he'll demonstrate the come or recall command. He calls her in using her name. She comes and sits right in front of him. And then we have an exercise called the finish. Fred heels her right around the back of him and gets her right back to that proper left-hand side heel position, and she sits. He'll demonstrate that recall and the finish one more time. He has her in the sit. He gives her a stay, walks out to the end of that leash. Calls her into him, she comes, sits right in front of him, and then the finish, he's going to heel her right around the back of him and gets her right back to that left-hand side heel position, and she sits nicely. He gives her some praise and heels her right out of it. Well, it's a good time to remind you want to practice all your commands with Belle about 15 to 20 minutes a day. It helps to keep the commands fresh in her head. You can practice inside or outside your home and just incorporate the commands into your daily routine with her. Next, we're going to be showing you our down commands. The first is down from a heel position. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm straight down to the ground and the one-word firm command to down. He then gives her a stay and walks out to the end of the training leash. Now this is another exercise to build up self-control and maturity in Belle. This one can be started at about 3 minutes. No. She broke the command. It's always important to follow through if they break a command, so Fred puts her back into a down and a stay and walks back out to the end of the training leash. Now this one will also help build up that self-control. You can start practicing this one at a little longer increments, like 3 minutes, and work your way up to about 5. As he returns back to her, he walks all the way around her, just like he did on the sit stay, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. He gives her a little praise and then heels her right out of it. And I'll show you that down again when he comes back around. Now you saw there he had to give her a correction. Now it's always important to follow through with your commands, so if she does not respond to one of your commands, you must follow through. So the first word out of your mouth is always no, followed by a tug and let go correction to that training collar, and then you're going to repeat the command you gave her. Now here, he had her in a sit, he gave her the down again, walked back out to the end of that training leash. And this time, instead of returning back to her, he'll demonstrate that recall command right out of the down. He calls her in, she comes and sits right in front of him. And then the finish, he heels her right around the back of him and gets her right back to that left-hand side heel position, and she sits. Alright, we'll give them a second to get lined up for our down from a distance command, which will be next. This will be our down from a distance. You're going to have her in a sit, give her a stay, walk out to the end of your leash. Now this is the only time you use your right hand to give the command, and Fred drops her into a down from the end of the training leash. He then returns back to her again by walking all the way around and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Nicely done. Alright, those are our basic commands we've worked on with Belle here at school. We've also gone ahead and just started to advance her training a little bit. So we're going to show you a little of that now. He's going to have her in a sit, give her a stay. He's going to drop the leash and walk away from her. And now he's going to make a lap around the yard. Obviously, we don't intend for you to do your commands off leash with her yet. We want you to work with her 15 to 20 minutes a day. And this just shows you what you can build up to with her as long as you put in that 15 to 20 minutes a day. So when he returned back to her, he gave her the down, still completely off leash, walks all the way around again. She holds that down throughout until he comes back around and grabs the leash and heels her right out of it. Excellent job. Alright, we've demonstrated for you the obedience work we've done with Belle while here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Belle, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.